All right, so we're looking at Mean Streak versus Clarity here. So Clarity Green is definitely one of the predominant meta decks as well, and there's a few different ways that you can go with Clarity. You can also go like multicolored Clarity. We've seen some pretty exciting lists come out of the Philippines. Looking forward to seeing which Barbie is playing today.
And see, that's what I'm excited for because I just like the different builds that you can do with Clarity, and I do truly believe that the Philippines. I know you mentioned that. I feel like the Philippines have been really been some of the top contenders on what decks can do. Besides just the standard, hey, here's Magnate, and that's it. I feel like the Philippines definitely have come out with some of the best decks I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah. Absolutely, they're very creative over there. The when we talk about different geographical metas, that's a really big thing, especially in a lot of games. I know for like Flesh and Blood, especially like if the meta in the U.S. would be different from the meta across the seas in any direction. We just think differently and we play differently, and that applies to how we build our decks and how the events go.
And I said it really does. And I know a lot of people say, well, you know, different ones, different places have different metas, and I say yes, that is very much true. Different games do have different metas, but it also kind of links to that it's just how different players in different countries play out their games.
Yeah. And then on our left, we have Captain Waffles piloting the Mean Streak. So that's going to be pretty exciting to see. There's a lot of different things that Mean Streak can do too. They can go the mono blue path and just focus on all the really cool streak counter aspects of things, or they can like splash in other colors. Or like green and red are two of the predominant colors that Mean Streak might splash because of the heavy alpha concentration in the decks. Additionally, things like Magnate Cunning Planner, when they are defeated, you draw a card, and if you have a Mean Streak counter on it, that means you're drawing 2 cards for its defeat. That can be pretty overwhelming after a while, when your opponent can just recover units after units after you kill them and try to clear their board constantly, and they're just redrawing cards. That's one of the really cool things about Mean Streak is that its ability to come back from being board wiped or being challenged on the playfield.
Exactly, and I feel like that's always kind of the biggest thing that I love about it, and that's why I'm also kind of very excited for set 2 to come out, because I'm ready for some new decks, some new things that can go on.
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty excited. Definitely got a lot of people just ready for the next thing.
All right, looks like we're getting off here, and looks like we are putting a sun row and then going with the cutting player. Yep, classic setup.
Yep.
If you're gonna play a green, you gotta start with planner.
Yeah. We are looking at the Mean Streak green here. He could have gone him on a blue, but Captain Waffles is playing a green variant. We'll see if they're also playing red or if they're just doing green and blue or what. And it looks like we have a Cunning Planner set up here. Pat with a turn pass going back. No aggression there. I might have pushed the my contender and my unit into the opposite player, but I play Magnate, so that's why my mentality is like that. With Clarity, what you want to do is really defend yourself and push the game into the late game, because that's where you start to excel more than your opponent. Your card advantage, you have a small card advantage, but it's constant and consistent. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and reset how it goes.
Yeah, because I always say Clarity is not a deck that you want to rush with. It is pretty much a setup deck where you're basically going through, you filtering out your deck, getting cards that you need, and then setting your board up. Because once you set that board up, because you literally spend the whole game filtering your deck, it is really very hard for you to lose at that point, because you pick the cards that you need for any moment you need, and you set up perfectly throughout the game. And I want to say Clarity is definitely a thinking deck. but
Yeah.
once it's set up, it's just good. Because I mean, what can you really do against a perfectly placed Lin, a perfectly placed Kagen?
Yeah.
How can you really come back from that?
Yep. Get back to that in 1 second. Just want to cover what's going on. Make sure that it's. I know it's a little bit hard to see, so I want to make sure our viewers can see what's going on here. So on the mean streak side, we had a Haven play which ramped up their resource base. They were able to put an extra resource into their resource pool, so they're going to be ahead by 2 resources in this game moving forward because they got to play. No aggression though from that side. No life total changes here, and then a pass back to Barbie, and Barbie setting more units down on the field, clogging up the battlefield, just waiting for the right moments for her to set the late game. The really cool thing about thinking late game strategies with Haven is you get to be able to stack the bottom of your deck. That way, when you get to a second cycle of your deck, then you can really just start hitting banger after banger. And that's when the real oppression starts.
See, I'm liking definitely how Barbie is getting her field set up.
Yeah.
So you look at it, it's a lot of one drops there, a lot of just slow pinging damage, but a lot of things that are, in my opinion, very great blockers. Haven, a lot of people look at the draw, but the 1-2, it makes it just an amazing blocker for those turn 2, turn 3 plays because a lot of cards are hitting for 2 or can't get over that 1-2.
Yeah, and it looks like Mean Streak is picking up his aggression right now as well as he needs to do. He needs to be able to clear through that board, and he's not going to be able to do that by sitting back. The longer that Clarity has to set up, the harder it's going to be to punch through. So you need to start early. He started to do that now, finally, throwing the, what is it, a 5-4 T-Bone Torrents, forcing Barbie to choose a block. Barbie, of course, chose the block with the Cunning Planners in order to get that card draw efficiency back into her hand in order to give her the options that she needs.
Okay, let's go back to Barbie's turn. She's going 3. What is she going to go out to? Greens and a white. Looks like she's going to go ahead and set that Grant Park, okay, which allows you to add I believe it's a 5 or less to hand from deck.
I believe so. Yeah, let's see what she grabs. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of breakthrough available to Mean Streak either. Mostly from green sources like Menacing Magnate, but I don't know if they play Menacing Magnate in this list. And she got a Haven, right? That's the Ramp Haven. Or is it, no, it's the Life or Draw Card Haven. Yeah. And remember, in this game, you can't gain more life than your total starting life. Interesting choice to play the Grant Park here. I might have waited just to help restabilize the board for a little bit. But maybe she needed to get more cards in order to do that next turn. She does have that one blocker for the 5-4 still. But she has to worry about what else the Mean Streak is going to put down on his turn, on his rebuttal.
Exactly, especially when going into his turn, he'll be going up to 6, which and then a 6, and then having the 3 and 2 blue. Now you're in for Kagen range if he doesn't play Kagen in the deck, which can pop that blocker and then it take full force. But looks like he is actually not going to charge anything. Or is he just adjusting? No, just adjusting the board.
I think, yeah, just clean it up.
Okay, so he is going to drop the second copy of T-Bone. Okay.
I wonder what's going on communication-wise.
Okay.
Maybe they're just talking in-game, chatting about what's happening.
Yeah, cause I'm watching. I'm like, okay, and did a new rule come out when I was sick? Because that doesn't seem right.
Why did the Haven go away?
It's like the Haven went away and attacked into life twice. So I'm not sure what happened on that exchange.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and interject here just because we don't have an active judge. Hey guys. Hello, Barbie and Cat and Waffles. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hey, why did that Haven go away?
4, because she's 2 and 2 from Grand Chicago.
Yeah, it looked like you had put that away before he even started his turn.
No. He had swung with the first one, which was a 4.
Okay.
So I blocked with the Haven, and then he swung with the other 2 T-bones, which I took.
Okay.
I only swung with 2 T-bones. You should be at 25.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't catch that part. That's my bad.
Yeah, I think it was my mic too.
Okay,
that's why a janky setup where I can't see your screen and my screen at the same time.
I can see both of your screens at the same time. I just didn't know because the double life total lost. It didn't represent very well for what we were trying to figure out. That's all. All good. I just wanted to clean that up. Okay.
All right, perfect. Yeah, okay. So looks like it was just some more damage taken that shouldn't have been taken. But
yeah. So the miscommunication, or what we didn't see right, is when he kind of like shortcutted it a little bit here, which is fine for them in the game as long as they keep it straight. She had, put the Haven into the graveyard, or into the graveyard, and it wasn't ready to go there quite yet. That's what happens when you shortcut a little bit, is you kind of like skip ahead around things a little bit. But let's see, what do we got? We got some more clogging up the board here. We got some more. Is that Barbie already played 2 cunning planners, so this is 2 more cunning planners.
Yeah, 2 more. So
all the cunning planners are now
another. Looks like another Haven on
Fantastic.
board. Wow.
With a card draw from the Haven that she played, so she's looking to draw some more cards here. Hopefully, it's enough to be able to restabilize this board state. So we're sitting at Garfield, a blue, so he can go for the 4th green here, so it's not a Kagan. Excuse me.
Okay. So it looks like he's going for Sun. Okay, perfect. I mean, whenever you want to deal damage and draw cards, this is the card to play.
I think like Sonaro is legitimately my favorite card in the entire game right now. I'm never upset to play a Sonaro.
And I want to say, when I truly felt the presence of how good this card was during our tournament that we streamed, and it literally won someone a game because it was able to draw into a Clash buff. And I thought that was awesome, because I always thought you had to, complete everything, but you can't beat it. All right, so looks like it's back to Barbie. Looks like we just, again, very stalemate again. But this is getting to dangerous territory right now with Clarity. Again, once you start getting down to that turn 5, turn 6, is when you really don't want to still be playing against Clarity, because then now you got your resources going. You pretty much have a full hand of cards that you want to play, and it can easily just, again, clear the board off.
Yep, play another Haven to draw a card. Yeah, she just continues to clog up the field, make it difficult for Mean Streak to get through from Cat and Waffles. Another Haven. So I believe that's the 4th Haven.
And then come down with a Sunrow, some more blockers. Yep. And again, this Grant Park is still out, just giving this an amazing buff.
Does the Grant Park give flying as well?
I don't believe it does.
I don't think so. I think it's just the 2 defense and then the surge, right? So now, one of the really super effects that Mean Streak has is the ability to have the super speed, which is really great for unit to unit combat. But right now, Barbie doesn't care about that because all her stuff is just jump blockers anyways.
Exactly.
And Sinistering away the Sonaro, get rid of a blocker. It's a 1-for-1 trade there. I wonder how many cards Captain Waffles still has in hand here.
It's really hard to see Waffles' board right now. But what I want to say, he has a Planner, Haven, T-Bone, Sunrow out.
I think he has 2 T-Bones.
2 T-Bones.
And then Sonaro. The Sonaro is not in the resource, even though it is.
And also some open resources here to get some of those devastating. Also, again, Blue has some of the best on your turn plays that you can do.
I still see. Is that 3 or is that 4? Is that Sinister? Oh. Alright, we got the 0-2 Mean Streak. Creates a counter when it comes in play. And then the Mean Streak Contender, I believe, can move one of those counters over.
Yeah, it can move one it can move one or all. But you can pick. But the only thing is, it is once per turn.
And we have a New York City come down as well. So
this is not. So now this gives everything flight.
Very dangerous turn coming from the streak.
Yeah, because everything on his field can now swing over because they all have flight now.
Yep.
And Barbie's unfortunately tapped out. So this might be game. Because again, remember that Sunrow. Because Sunrow can restand when it attacks.
Yeah, Barbie does not have any alphas on her side, so no flying to be able to block with over there.
Oh, but we do have some clash buffs, so this is going to make it very difficult. So again, without playing that magnate, that your card does not get the +1 to the defense.
Yep, it's definitely going to challenge what they can do here. How much damage that he can do, because that's an extra 2 defense per attack that she just gained on that contender as well.
So yeah, that is a perfect way to stop the combos. Wow, great play from Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she'll still take some damage, but again, like right at this point, Waffles is clashing in and losing cards. Stop attacking.
No, I don't know. Like he can play more cards, right? So it depends on what it is. Sonaro has 3 defense. So the Sonaro would die too here for sure.
Yeah. The Sonaro die.
Everything dies, except for maybe the T-Bone, which would.
Yeah, T-Bone was fake because T-Bone says 4/5. I mean, it would be 6/5. Okay, looks like we are gonna go for a boost. It looks like he did play his own.
Yep. To keep his Mean Streak thing alive. So I would have definitely split those counters on the Mean Streak card into something else. This way he could have drawn 2 cards when he crashed in.
Yeah, because that is the cool thing about Alpha Clash, is that there is no dedicated main phase, battle phase, how like is like in Yu-Gi-Oh. So you can swing, and once that buff came out, you can go ahead and move those counters around. So you could play into that buff being played. But again, the reason why I'm saying like he should probably stop attacking, because again, you don't want Clarity to get to that 10, elevate that 10 skill, because then at that point, it's really you're playing against what the deck can produce. And like look at Barbie's hand. The hand is really stacked.
Yeah. And so it is now Barbie's turn. She's at 14.
14 to 30. So no damage has been dealt yet, but Rainforest comes down.
source. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Coggin range. Now she could throw a Coggin down.
Looks we're going 6, so this might be Coggin.
There we go.
Yep, there he is.
Eliminate a threat and then crash into a second threat, or keep it up as a blocker.
And remember, now since it is alpha, it does get that power bonus from the field. So it's what is it now, a 7?
Yep, 7-5.
And it
7-5 with flying.
7-5 with flying. So this is, again, you can start picking off those smaller cards. Okay, looks like we are going to do that. What are we crashing into, though?
If I was here, I'd definitely.
With the buffs, and now it can crash into T-Bone to take it out.
Yeah, T-Bone to take it out with the Clash buff in order to protect the Coggin.
Talk about just starting to place your comic. Oh, but no.
Did he just play a defensive Clash buff?
He did.
And so that would be looking to trade. So the T-Bone had 7 power anyways.
Yes,
it only had 5 defense. So what's going on?
Unless you went to Sunrow.
Right, so. But I mean, yeah, even so, the 5 would still, the scenario would still be 7 power, because don't forget New York City.
That's true.
So like everything had the power to kill each other.
So yeah, for that one, I'm not sure.
So there was a trade, or Captain Waffles might have even kept something. There are still 3 units on board, and Barbie's still at 14 life. And New York City's still there, no flyers to defend herself. This is still not looking great. This is a good turn, but maybe not as good as it needed to be.
No, especially with that Clash buff coming down, I do feel like that did stop the full swing of momentum.
Barbie, I would have kept that Clash buff to be able to defend herself again the second time, the same way that she did last time.
But I would say that more than likely she does have another Clash buff in hand. You would think she's been filtering through her deck since turn 2.
Yeah, that is possible. Maybe she wanted the card draw too. But like at the same time, you could have got that card draw on the defensive, because you can't really play anything right now anyways.
Okay, let's see what we got coming down. Looks like we're going into another Sunrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like we're still sticking with to restand the 1-drops.
Yeah, honestly, this is very strong.
Again, now, would you believe that a Coggin at this point from Waffles would seal up the game?
Yeah. Doesn't even need to be Coggin, though. I mean, it could just be anything with some power level to it. Because, like, the mini streak's coming in for 3 power, or 2 power, even though it has, like, 0 to start with, so that's pretty good. So here's the test, right? So here's swinging 2. Will you Clash buff and let me draw this card?
Okay,
And no Clash buff.
Now looks like we're going to take it. And we're going to move.
Was that 2 damage or 3 damage, or was it 2?
That was 3.
Okay, it does have 1 on itself. Okay. Oh, because it gets 1+1 for each Clash counter on it. 1 for each counter on it. And yeah, Barbie's down to 4 now, taking a full 6 to the face there.
But looks like we are now in 10 range, going over to her turn.
Yeah, that is game 2.
We're scooping the game up. Okay.
Yeah. Now she has no blocks. She can't. No Clash buffs. That was it.
So we are going to reset the game. I don't think they're going to bring in any kind of sideboards.
So the way that you get in under clarity is by being very aggressive. New York City is anathema to, is that the right word? Anathema to clarity. It's a very, very good card in that deck. Which is why you almost need to keep back your occasional rainforest. That way you can pop New York Cities if you see them.
Oh man. So if you're siding in for this game, what's some cards that you would side in?
Let's see. If I'm Clarity, and she already has. So what she needs? She needs unit removal, right? And how to deal with the big boys. She's already got a ton of chump blockers in the deck. If she's not playing a full set of Grant Parks and a full set of Amazon Rainforest, I'd suggest maybe bringing in more Clash Grounds in order to help counter that New York City.
I definitely
get that off the board. That's like represents anywhere between typically 6 to 10 more damage per turn attack. That's not good. You need to get rid of it. Treat it as like another, opposing clash unit.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you on ways to remove things. She needs to have way. I feel like a way to remove those T-bones when they come in.
We got the full board, the full board experience now. All right, that'll help a lot.
All right, listen. We are now getting shuffled up, and we are going into game 2. All right, let's see who we got going on. Oh, look like Ed is brighter too.
Nice. He's fixing it. I mean, let's give him some slack here because he was in a rush to get set up in order to help us and join into this event with us. Had to sleep up on the deck and get things ready to go, and just was not, he was going to be our judge, our event judge for today, and we just needed the players, so he jumped in on the player side.
Like I said, we always
so
appreciate
have the time to set up that everybody else did too.
Like I said, we always appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got the draw up. So Barbie's up to 8 now, deciding her mulligans. Now in Alpha Clash we mulligan by looking at our opening hand of 8 cards and deciding what we want to keep and sending the rest back and redrawing back up again to 8. Now, some of the stuff that you typically would want to keep are things like early board setup and things that you would generally use as resources. And now keeping in mind that everything is a resource when you need it to be, there's some cards that are better for it than others.
See,
I personally, for example, love to use the vanilla 1-drops that attack for 2/1. I tend to use them a lot as resources. And I tend to use like extra Clash Grounds as resources a lot, or just whatever I needed to do to get by.
This is what I do, and I think this is just kind of my mindset when I play card games. I always look at what my third turn card is going to be.
Yeah.
And then that's how I decide what I'm keeping in my hand. I look at on turn 3, this is the card. This is what I want my board to look like, or this is the card I want to play. So what cards do I need to keep to make sure I can get to that? So a lot of times you'll see me, I'll put back 6 cards. It's like, cool, I only need 2 to get to my turn 3 board, and anything else I draw doesn't matter.
Yeah. I tend to also like to put back some of the big costed things that I don't want in my hand yet until like turn 6 or later.
Oh yeah, if I open up all 4 copies of Kagen, they're all going back into the deck. I do not need you.
I'll ship back Coggins and Sonaros most of the time. And oftentimes now, since I'm playing Magnate Red, I'll often ship back the Here Comes the Booms if I see them. Everything else is mostly keepable.
All right, looks like we are...
Because remember, a duplicate of something could become a resource, right?
Correct. All right, so it looks like we are starting, but...
It's just a resource.
Okay, we're starting off by going, start off with that clarity. And I always say clarity to just filter your deck is so nasty. I feel like even in Clashground, she is probably still going to be one of the contenders that come through. I don't feel like Magnate is going to survive long in set 2, especially against Pestilence. Because Pestilence just makes it where I don't care about your extra buff. But I feel like Clarity is one of the contenders from set 1 that is still going to have huge relevance here in set 2. Okay.
Got the turn 1 Haven draw. Very typical. Really good defensive start here. Like, you always want to see a unit on field.
Obviously, you want to end with a unit or a clash on your first turn.
Yeah. Being that she's played first, having the unit already on the field means that the mean streak can't just attack the Clarity right away. You have to be able to clear through the defense. Whereas if she played second, she'd probably have to play up against 2 units on board in order to have to defend up to 2 units. Alright, Clary's playing Menacing Magnate. That's a really good one. Going to be a very good card into this matchup. It's got the flying, which is very important to be able to deal with. Is she attacking with it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we have a hit for 2 damage here. She's getting a little bit more aggressive here. Oh, why did the Menacing Magnate go? Oh, because it only has 1 defense. When you attack, remember when you attack the units there, that they have...
They can take damage back.
Numbers. I don't know if that 2 damage is worth losing the unit for.
I mean, I would say yes, because you got to think in the first game, she really didn't deal any kind of damage. So to start off...
She's going to win 2 in a row now.
Correct.
Yep, got the Ramp Haven here, so low aggression coming off of Mean Streak. Mean Streak's happy to take a turn off, though, in order to be able to ramp up. That ramp is pretty significant. When Mean Streak plays first and they get to ramp, then they get to play with 2 resources ahead. When they play second and get to ramp, then they start to play with 1 resource ahead.
Okay.
Now, this is definitely 2 turns off, though, for the Mean Streak. Oh, and we have Grant Park digging
Coming down.
For more stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's again, this game has definitely started off very aggressive.
Differently. Yeah. Alright, we got a Lin. That's the 2-3 Lin that should be able to play next turn. Is it 2-3 or 3-2?
I would say Lin is a 3. I want to say it's 3-3.
3-3. The really cool thing about the Lin, I believe, right, is that you get to attack upright clash units, right?
That's correct.
So that's a really good source of counter removal if need be. I'm definitely a fan of choosing to play a defensive game by attacking the units if possible.
Because it allows you to remove it. Can remove almost anything that you don't want there.
For 4 resources, we have the Mean Streak. Unbound, is it? Is that the name?
Say that again.
What's the good Mean Streak card's name again? Mean Streak what?
Why can't I not think of it?
Hold on a second. To the deck lists.
Blink of an eye.
Blink of an eye. Yeah. I don't see any counters on him though. Doesn't he come into play with one?
No, he does not.
He does not.
Yeah. Mean Triple Knight does not come in with any counters.
Okay, but we have the Clash buff here.
But every time it destroys something, it gains one.
Yep. So he attacked with a mean streak. She blocked with a Haven, but the Haven had 2 extra defense, so it wasn't enough to kill the Haven. Then he played the Clash buff in order to kill the Haven and draw an extra card there. And on defeat, he killed the opponent's unit, and therefore was able to now put a streak counter on the Blink of an Eye card. That's how they get the counters, is they had to kill.
And then also, with having the super speed, it's like, okay, cool, I can just...
Yeah. And super speed is good at any time. Defense, offense, whatever the case may be here. We have a 2-drop draw card Haven. And then the 1-drop Haven, draw a card. Play a unit, draw a card, play a unit, draw a card. They do have a lot of defense, but that Blink of an Eye has a lot of offense now. So he'll be taking down 1 unit at a time and start to be able to move those streak counters around to do different things. Or he could build those streak counters up on the Blink of an Eye. I think if it gets to a certain number of counters, it gains a breakthrough, right?
That is true. It gains breakthrough. Then if it gets to 10, it basically gets +8.
And what is this? This is a morale boost. So playing the Clash buff on defense here, that's a really cool looking promo. I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. We had a little bit of a reverse here, I think.
Okay, and we're still going. See, now this game feels more like a chess match.
Yeah. Okay, so she kept the Haven alive, I think. Right into the glare. I'll have to catch what that is here in a moment. Is that another Blink of an Eye?
That is.
No, it's not. It can't be because it doesn't come into play with a counter on it. So maybe it's the 1-drop. The 2-drop? No, what is it? Come on. Let's see what it is. And he paid a lot of resources for it, though, too.
So if it's not that, let's see. Yeah, that glare is right in the way.
It is an alpha. It is blue. It's got 3 cost. Maybe. But he's got 5 resources tapped for it. Oh, but there's... Oh, is it the one that you can pay 2 and put a streak counter on something, right? So he paid